Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Marcelino Verdika and I am from Mechanical Engineering Department, and today I'm gonna make a video. Uh, it's my task, and the task is to watch a video and learn the video given, and I'm gonna retell what I have learned from the video. And also I gonna answer the 5 questions from the task given. Now let's get started. But first, I'm gonna describe what a debate is. Debate is a conflict of arguments to find a solution or evaluation of an issue or problem using a logical approach. In the video, the system used is British parliamentary system because it consists 4 teams, and the opening government, the opening opposition, the closing government, and the closing opposition. So each position consists of 2 teams, and each teams consists of 2 people, and the speakers have 7 minutes 20 seconds to present their argument. The opening and closing teams may be in the same position but are considered 2 opposing teams. First, the motion is this house would require prospective parents to obtain a license as a condition to have a children. So the debate is start with opening government or the speaker one. Here, the prime minister has a role, and number 1 is to build a setup. Setup in a debate is the initial arrangement of how the debate will run. Number 2, explain the background to the emergence of the debate motion and must have a clear stance. Number 3, explain the mechanic of if necessary. There are some motions that require clear and neat mechanism, but there are some motions that may not need to explain neat, clear, or specific mechanism. In here, I don't really know the motion is neat, the require the clear or neat, because I've never joined a debate before. Next, to number 4 is goals. For what goals the government teams wants to achieve. For the example, it's an example for the context of a pandemic. The goal is to end the pandemic or better handling of the pandemic. So you must have a clear goal. The prime minister present their argument for the opening in the debate until finish, followed by opening opposition. Here, the leader opposition present the argument as the opposition of government. In the speech, there is interruption, but the leader opposition reviews the interruptions and still continue the speech. As I learned in the previous video, the speakers can accept or reject interruption, and in this case, the leader opposition reject the interruptions. Next, debate continue with Deputy Prime Minister. The Deputy Prime Minister or the second speaker have a role. Speaker role for the second speaker does not have to present a different argument from the first speaker. An important task of the second speaker is to develop or complete the case explained by the first speaker. Here, the Deputy Prime Minister present the argument, and in the middle of the speech, Deputy Prime Minister got interruption and accept it. The Deputy Prime Minister answered the questions and continued to the speech until finish. Next, the debate followed by Deputy Leader Opposition until finish. And the debate continue with closing team. The closing team have role for the speaker. The speaker one closing team is important to note that so the closing teams can assess and compare the differences between the case that will be explained and the case that has been present by the opening team. The closing team must develop the case while still operating on the mechanism that has been explained by the opening team. For the speaker two closing teams, for the speaker to closing team's role, number 1, it's important to bring a rebuttal. If you feel capable of refuting all of your opponent's arguments, that's okay. If you can or don't have time, don't force yourself to try refute all the opposing team's argument. And number two is must conclude the course of the debate. In the video, the government member or the closing government team present the argument to continue the debate, and followed by the opposing teams present the argument. The followed by government whip or the speaker to closing government team. As I said before, it's important to bring rebuttal for the speaker to closing teams. Like I see in the video, the government whip bring a rebuttal and present the argument. Next, debate followed by opposition whip until finish, and the video finish in the opposition argument. In this video, we can see how the judging process works, but most of the debate process is very clear, from how the debate process starts, starting from the turn for each speakers, how speakers respond to interruption, etc. Next, I will answer several questions for my assignment. The first question is, what do you think overall competition and how the argument and rebuttal? Overall, the competition is really cool. I impressed to all the speakers. I really like how they speak in English so fluent. And regarding the argument, I don't understand the entire presented argument, but I understand a little bit about the argument, just like the rebuttal that delivered by the closing teams. And number two, which team do you like the most and why? I like all of them because they are really cool. I really like that the way they talk, the way they present their arguments, and I can compare which team is the best. But I would like to say the closing opposition is really good. Number three, which speaker do you like the most and why? The member opposition, because the speakers talk so fluent. And number four, which team should win it? I don't really know which team should win it because I never judging in a debate before, so I can determine which team will win the debate. And lastly, number five, which speaker should be the best one? In my opinion, I think member of the opposition is the best one. I think that's all for my assignment and for my task today. I would end it. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.